Okay. At least it works. Hi, Kent. How are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. Rightio. Welcome to everyone YouTube. How are you, crew? Hope you're having a good day. We're going to try and finish this installation on the kayak this morning and just see how we go from there. So I did a little bit of research last night and might be a little bit too high. So what we will try and do is now does that show on both or just one? Okay, that just shows on YouTube. Kent, welcome. Thanks to everyone. No, both. Excellent. There we are. Welcome, Kent. Thank you, everyone that's here on YouTube. How are you? Don't forget to click on the thumbs up, the like button. Just lets YouTube know what we're doing. Welcome to everyone on Twitch. And as per usual, hey, old mate Chicken, how are you, bud? I'll get you shouted a bit later. All right, people. Now, I did a bit of research last night, and I'm a bit worried that the kayak Bimini that we're making might be a bit high. And I'm not talking on the Gunja, all right? So for anyone that needs a clarification out there. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to have to make it lower at the back and then not as far forward at the front, because the last thing I want to do is be out there and it tries to flip over. So I'm going to have to work in with everyone, and any input would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Smythe, how are you, mate? You just finished planting your pipedki. Good work. Good work. That's what you want to do. Yeah, I'm going to put my seeds in on Monday, and then on Monday after we put the seeds in, we're hopefully going to be give it till the end of September. Where I am is a bit different climate. So, Linus, welcome, bud. Is that Linus or Lionel? Alrighty. Okay. Well, let's stick with that now. Oh, yeah. Let's chuck this here. Right. Bring this over here. Suppose I could leave this. No, I couldn't. Let's just leave that there. Hopefully the dog hasn't left a mess that everyone can see. Rightio. So this is basically what we're doing. Right. We're trying to figure out how Hello, mate. What are you doing? Don't get jealous because I'm talking. Stop being so cheeky. All right, now. So, what happened was, yesterday we managed to put the little T-piece connection in at the back here, for the back of the kayak, right? Now, what I've got to do is I've got to figure out the correct height that I want to make this. I wanted to have a big T-piece up the top, but after doing a bit of reading last night, yeah, it is, Welshie, and I've got to work today, mate, and I'm still waiting for the accessories to turn up before I can take this out, bud, you know? So, let's just leave that so I can read it. Welshie, welcome, matey. All right, chuck that in there. Don't you just love Telstra, famo? Hey, don't you just love Telstra? So, what I've got to do is, got to figure out the right height for here. That's 40 to there. I suppose 40 is not too bad, but if I'm going to do that, see, the higher I go, the more chance I have of tipping it over. And what I want to do is I want to use this back area here. And even with this early spring weather, I put my hand on the kayak and it's actually quite hot. Right, so need to, what P? How are you, bud? How is Nightbot? Excuse me for a second, people. I've just got Nightbot in my sorry about that, what P? I don't know what's going on. So, like I said to you, our biggest issue that we've got is heat. Okay, that's the biggest issue that we've got. And there's not really anything that can protect you from the heat other than shade. Okay, so I'm just trying to think about what we're going to do here. So if I make that 50 centimeters here, from there it's going to be about 40, which is probably enough. Okay, which is probably enough. Yeah, I'm sorry, what P? I didn't know that Nightbot was on there, mate. So hang on a minute. Let me bring this up. Manage moderators. Give me a second. Rightio. Bring it in here. Damn you, Nightbot. Nightbot just came back. That's unbelievable. Go away, Nightbot. Let's save. Good work. All right, sorry about that, everyone. Huntress, how are you? Pub test, welcome, bud. Huntress, how are you, mate? Pub test, can we have a shout out for Huntress, please? Okay. Now, just got to finish this. So what I'm going to do is, like I said to you, when I was reading up last night, with the T-piece up here, it's probably going to be too top heavy. So I need to make an alteration, and I don't need it to go right up to the back here, although it would help. So this is what we're going to do. Right, what have we got here? Okay, so we'll make two 50 centimetre lengths. We'll make two 50 centimetre lengths, right? And then that's going to be the height of it, and then I'll actually match up the height of everything, okay? So, rightio. Now, let me get this right. So, where's my texture? Okay. That's 50. And either way, as long as I make them the same length, that's all that really matters. Okay. So let's just go and cut this now. Whoops. Why is that, Huntress? Hey there, UKC Fishing with Big Dan. How are you, mate? How's life treating you, bud? How's the old TikTok world treating you, matey? Right, let's just leave that. So why are you terrified, Huntress? What do you got to fear? What do you got to fear, mate? Has everybody seen the new addition to the family? Yeah, good. You say UKC Fishing with Big Dan, mate. We just got our sponsored kayak, bud, and we're just modifying it slightly so that I can take it out deep sea. Right, so let me just give this a quick dust around. Right, so there's one. There's the other. Nice. Right, good work. So that's going to be okay there. Yeah, because when I was reading up about, you know, height and that sort of stuff, you know what I mean, when you're out on the water, you don't want anything like too high, especially in a kayak situation, because it's not like a boat. There's not as much weight. Well, when I'm not in it, if you know what I mean. Okay, excuse me for a second. What are you doing, Missy? Come here. You want to play? No, we're not playing now. Right. So that's sorted. Right. That's this end. Right there. That's the back. Good. Let's just take that out. Like that. Good. Now, should have another couple of T-pieces in here. Nice. Nice. That's good. Oh. Hey, Cyber Trouts, how are you, bud? Good to see you. Right, now. You're better off using chicken manure, Linus, okay? You're better off using chicken manure, bud, because it'll give it a bit more oomph. You know what I mean? Right, so that's all sorted there. Good. Now, the tough part. I don't really need to come as far back now. So let's just get this sorted, right? Okay, so that's right over the back. Actually, you know something? That's about right, probably. Okay, that's about right. And the other thing with that is, I don't have to make this as wide as the front. Okay, so that way, is that in the middle? Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, it should be okay. Right, we don't have to make this as wide as the front either. So that'll add a little bit of weight. We'll save a bit of weight there. So the headache that I'm going to have is for between here and here. Now, let's have a look at this. Actually, that's right. Okay, that's nice. So what we need to do is, it's going to have to come in there. Oops. You like my highly scientific measuring system? Right. There we go. Perfect. Right. So, because I'm an adult and I've made mistakes before, right, let's just sit that in there like that so it's more stable. Right. So, hey, Bomb Dog, how are you, bud? Yeah, good point, Bomb Dog. Yeah. What we're doing, mate, is we're just basically making this ready for offshore work, if you know what I mean. So that way what it'll do is it'll just allow us to just give us a little bit of shade out there, Bomb Dog, if you know what I mean. Right, so excuse me for a second. Just got to do some finer points on this. And it's just that when we're out in the ocean, we've got nowhere to hide from the sun. So if I have a little bit of shade on here, right, it'll make life a bit easier. And this will be the stability point for the big one. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by that. And for everyone that's going to be around tomorrow, 12 o'clock Western Australian Standard Time, we've got our first sponsored tournament of customs on PlayerUnknown Battleground with the Phoenix Gaming Tribe. Big shout out to Old Mate Chicken, Moo Moo Cow, and PGT Illuminati, as they'll be running the event. So everyone that's from our community, tune in tomorrow and we'll throw a raid across to PGT Illuminati. And please go in, and it costs you nothing to enter, and you've got a chance of winning one of 5 $20 Steam gift cards from the shop, okay? Nicely done. Okay. Good work. Excuse me. Am I cutting the right one here? We'll find out. Rightio. Now, watch out, Phoebes. So, then what we do is put that in there, like so. Bring this in here, like that. Dun, da, dun, da, da. Excellent. So that's the back of the kayak done. Yeah, make sure, maybe we should have gone a bit higher. Actually, we will go a bit higher. That was just in there to... Right, that's good. That's really good. Okay. So I need to cut another piece a bit longer. Let's have a look. That's going to be there. So we need to cut that, what? 12 centimetres longer than this. This is the trial and error that you've got to go through, you know. And until you're in the moment, you won't figure it out. So let's see how we go. Got to remember too, people, kayaking is one thing, fishing's another, but live streaming's a totally different world. Right, and if you make life easier for you off the water, when you finally get on the water, away we go. So, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Let's bring this in here. Right, excellent. So we're done for the back. Lovely. Excellent. Bum-ba-da. That looks pretty good to me. What do you reckon, people? All right. So what we've got now is we've now got a bit of shade for the back of the kayak. We can put all our electronics under here in the middle. Right, and what I can also do is I can put a tarpaulin over here and a tarpaulin here. I could even put one down here if I wanted to, and then what that will do is that will prevent any, that'll prevent any sunlight coming in from the side. So that's good, and that's the stability, because that's not going to go anywhere. See, so that's the stability that we've got for the back of our kayak. Yeah, so I'm happy with that, and that gives us enough room to work to, because what I can do is I can put a tarpaulin over the top, a tarpaulin down here, a tarpaulin over the back, and a tarpaulin here. So I've got all this area under here to work with. So that makes sense, you know. So that's going to work out in our favour quite well. Yeah, very happy with that. So that's good. No, I've never tried to make it a Kia Linus. Yeah, that's one thing I've never done, mate. I've never drunk enough of it to try and save the money. You know what I mean? So, that's pretty good. And that's actually reasonably straight within reason. So now that we've done that, see what I can do, right, is I can plumb that in now with plumbing cement to here, right? And then once I've plumbed it in, I can just get a stainless steel nut and bolt through here to hold it in onto the back. But obviously I will plumb it with this as well, so that's all one piece. And now what we've got to do, right, is we've just got to sort out the front. Okay, so come on, bud. Right, that's good. So, first one down. Now, this is the headache that we've got, people. This big long one at the front, see? See that there? Because when we put this one in now, what we're going to be doing is it won't be getting held by the back. It'll be getting held by like an elbow, right? So we're going to have two of these. Okay, so we're going to have two of these holding it together. So it's going to come out here, right, and it's going to come out here. So I don't need to go as far on the front now. All I really need to do is go to the edge of the seat, which is going to be about there. So to save a bit of weight up the top, what I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to have to wear long pants and that sort of stuff to combat the sun and the baking in the sun and that. But am I going to need another support here? Okay, so what we'll do is we're just going to go to the edge of the seat to here. So that's going to rear out there. Right. This by eye, because that's how we roll. Okay, and that saves a little bit of weight at the front. Right, baby, come on. Okay, so let's just take that one out. Come on. That's definitely going to have to get plumbed in. Howdy, Sith. How are you, mate? Right. So that's going to go in there. Let's bring that through here. I think I should get this right. Okay. I put the wrong piece in. Don't be deceived. It's a highly organised system. Sith, how are you, bud? That's better. Right. Sounds like the bikes are out today with the new spring weather. Yeah, that's about right. Not near the laptop, please. Same old story until you glue it together. Right. Rightio. Now, so that's good. That's good. That's a far more manageable weight too, believe it or not. And as long as the dog's in the shade, that's all that really matters. Right here. Plumbing's such a pain until it's plumbed in. There we go. All right, so basically what we have now, right, is we have our front Bimini. Hey, Clutch, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Right. Okay. And that's going to go here. Okay. Which will be sorted out. And all good. Gripper, what will happen is this will be like 6 foot here. Okay. And with that sort of thing, yeah, we're going to have a 6 foot pole here, or 190 gripper, so it comes down to about 110. Okay. So there we go. That's good. Let's just leave that there. And then what will happen is basically we'll have the back coming to about here. And then this is going to have to come up to the 190. So I'll figure that out in a second. Oh, dear. There we go. And that's it. Now we've got to do a little modification here. So let me just take that out. There. Like that. Rightio. So right there. That'll go in like that. That'll go in. Okay, so that's going to be 2 different lengths now. Come on. That's good. Okay, so that's sorted. That's sorted. Come on. Got to get that in the right way. Like that. Right, that's good. Okay, so we have liftoff. That's good. That's good. Oh, 2 bug. Okay, well, that's good. So that's basically going to be how we're going to do it. And then what I'll do is when I do the extension to here, right? Well, and the other good thing about this is as well, we can do it in 2 parts. So what I can do is I can where this is going to go in with the extension, I can plumb it all in, right? And that way we can get it right. So all I need is a little area under here, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll put a tarp over here. That'll come down the back between those two, right? And then I can do the tarp over the back as well. And once that gets plumbed in with the cement, it's not going to move off here. So that's going to work well. And what I'll do is I'll plumb that in to the two top pieces as one part. And then where the T-piece sits for the other piece, what I will do is I'll plumb that into the bottom bit. And then when that other bit comes down, I'll just screw that in there. And then that way I can make that a two-part T-piece for the kayak, which is a good idea. And that just makes it easy to transport and store and all that sort of stuff, you know. So, yeah, that's going to work out well. Right, so now I guess what we need to do is I need to figure out the height of the joiner, and then that way away we go. So when we do the canvas, we're going to do the canvas between here and here. Right, so what I'll do is I'll get some canvas made up with eyelets and I'll use the rope to go around, right? And then after that, what I'll do, right, is I'll just run another piece of canvas down to the T-piece, right? And away we go. So for now, what I'm going to do is, what's the distance between there and there? All right, so the distance between that and the top is about 90 mil. So remember 90 mil. Right, that's good. Right, so remember 90 mil. And with this now, what we're going to have to do is this. So that'll be the easy way to do this. Right, so 90 mil. Now, okay, why does that keep disconnecting? It's because of lack of signal. Let's put that there now. Maybe that should improve it. It's not in the sun. That better? You know, I don't get this with Australis. I've got the phone here. I've got the modem here, and that's still not picking it up. Well, that's better. It's actually the computer that's not picking it up. Anyway, good work. Right, so we've got 90 from the top. That's 54 and 9 is 63. Right, so 63, I've got to allow for 3 on the joins. I've got to allow for 3 on the joins. So we'll go 183 from the top. All right, so we need 1.11 m for both. What's this? I'll laugh if this is the same length. Do you want to hear something really quite uncanny, people? You know how I said I need a piece 1.11 m? Look at that, 1.11 m. That's the residual from the pieces we just cut. So maybe it was meant to be, eh? How's that for a fluke? How's that for a fluke, eh? I need to buy a lotto ticket now for tonight, I reckon. Right, so that's all good. All right. Now, that's good. I'll put that pen. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I was just looking at it. I know it's probably happened. I haven't dropped it, have I? Now the dog's run off with it. Right, there we go. Excellent. Oh, there it is. Oh, I think I got a bit of pipe. Okay. That's exactly right, Dan. That's exactly right, bud. How are you, Daz, Dan? What's going on, mate? You having a good day, bud? Alrighty, so this is good. Now what we can do, great. So we've got our two pieces, nice. That's going to be the right size. We'll get nearly a real-time look at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that out of there. Right, take that out of there. Okay. And I'm just, don't do that. Bump. Okay. Bring that here. That's just going to sneak in. I think, good work. Yeah, pretty quiet Saturday, Arvo, mate. Best way to be, isn't it? You know, no stress that way. Rightio. So that's the first one in. We'll get this in a little bit more real time, eh? There we go, that's good. Let's get this sorted now. Great. Right, good. This will be a bit more sort of like, this will be a bit more realistic. Right, that's good. So, that's going to be a little bit more realistic. Right. So, if I'm ever going to go out in the river, right? Okay, so that's going to be a bit more realistic. All right, obviously once it's glued in and that sort of stuff, it'll be a bit different. Yeah, get that in there. Right, so I can either do this one of two ways. I can just do it like that, but the back of the kayak will be exposed, right? And then all we're going to do is we'll put the back part on, boom. Then we'll key this into that part, and away we go. So basically what I've done is I've dropped the center of like gravity of it to lower at the back, which makes it more stable. And then I've cut back the pipe to here, which still covers me on the seat. With the afternoon sun and with the way that the kayak will be tied off, the sun will mainly be coming from the back anyway. So it just gives us a little bit more insurance in terms of heating up equipment and that sort of stuff. So all in all, I think what we've done now, right, is we've done pretty well. Whoops. Once I get this, come here, mate. Rightio. Like that. And that's how it's going to be on the back virtually. There. Okay. So that's going to be there. This is going to be on the back. Yeah, same old story, PVC when you haven't glued it in. Come on. There we are. There we are. So basically what's going to happen is that's going to go on top of that, right? And that's going to be the full assembly there. And then what I'll do is I'll just get a stainless steel nut and bolt and put that through that fitting. So that'll be plumbed in, that'll be plumbed in, that'll be going into the kayak proper. And this will all be plumbed in as well, obviously, right? And then that'll add to the stability of it, right? And we're done. Yep, great. So that's basically it, people. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. The only concern is obviously is if, you know what, I'm probably better off. Hey there, Mike. How are you, bud? We were lucky enough to get a kayak sponsorship, Mike. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just getting this ready for offshore. So I'm just putting in a little frame at the back for a bit of shade and protection from the wind. And then what this is going to do, this is going to make it easier for us when we go offshore, you know. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The other good thing about that is if I plumb that into here, right, and then do a screw into here, that's going to make it just that little bit more stable, and it's not going to flex on this. Whereas if it flexes on that, it might be okay, you know. The thing is to carry this, oh, hang on a minute. I suppose I could even, I guess I could plumb that in and then screw that into there. That way that's all rigid, but we'll figure it out, you know. Yeah, so either way, what we've done is we've saved ourselves a bit of money, and, you know, it just makes life a bit easier for us, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, you know, it's just, yeah, it's going to be one of those things, you know. So that way it just makes life easier for us, and, you know, Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And, you know, it just give us a bit of insurance when we start going offshore with the paddling and that, you know. But, I mean, that in itself, I mean, that'd be okay if I was on the river and I was just doing some lazy fishing, you know what I mean? So, you know. Yeah, so, and it's a cheaper way of doing it's a much cheaper way of doing a Bimini, right, than, you know, trying to buy one made out of metal, because that's way too expensive. But, yeah, we've done pretty well here. And ironically, when we did the final measurements, the offcut that we had left was the right length for what we wanted. So, you know, now all we've got to do is just wait for our accessories to turn up. I'm hoping they're going to be here next week. And then the other thing I've got to do too is I've got to fit a sounder to it. I'm probably going to get a Lowrance or a Garmin, but I want to get a Garmin 7-inch just because they got a better sounder on them. And I'll get that in as well. Then I'll figure out where I'm going to put the transom mount. Then once we've got all that sorted, I can connect up all the wires. And then, you know, one of the biggest killers. Yeah. Hey there, Hard Days Night. How are you, bud? Please make sure the top and side canopies have... Yeah, I'm going to do that, mate. I'm going to do that, matey. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So what I was going to do is just put like a... I was going to put the canopy here and then just leave it so I had some reflective material here, you know. So that way, you know, away we go. So that way that works out pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. You know, just a little bit of ingenuity, saved myself about, I would say, well, to get it custom made out of 50mm alley would have been way too heavy for the kayak anyway. But to get that done and measured and cut and selected and that sort of stuff with the aluminium welding, it was easily over $1,000. But for about $150 in PVC pipe, I've got myself a better Bimini that I could probably buy anywhere else. Okay, and you know, like I said, the only thing that's the real issue is the overall height of it at the back. But you know, because on a kayak, unlike a boat, you've not really got anywhere you can go. So once the sun starts beating down, and especially with these things, these are the modems that they have in the backpacks, right? It's the same modem, people. They just have 2 of them inside the backpack, and 2 of them, they have another 2 modems on the actual live view as well, right? And they always overheat. So, you know, it's just one of those things. And, yeah, I just... yeah, I'm really happy with that. So what I can do now is vacuum all the swarf, which is the shavings from the PVC. That's pretty sturdy, right? And what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to now plumb these up, right? And once we get them right, the thing is, if that was on its own and 2 meters high, it would be too tall for it. But anchoring off the back here, right, and that's like the 3rd leg of the triangle through there, right, that's going to make it a lot more stable. So, yeah, we'll just make it much more stable for what we're trying to do. Come on. Right, that's good. And this is how it's going to be. So I'm basically going to be under the kayak, right? That's going to be 1.81 meters high. And all I want to do, whoops, when I'm under it like this, because it'll be facing this way in the yak, right, is what I want to be able to do is when the fish hits, I can stand and fight the fish, and I'll have the stand-up bar here, right? And then with this system, with the Bimini, I can still fly cast, forehand, backhand, and still fight fish in front of me. And where I'll be standing on the kayak in the front, the tip of the rod will be bent down. I should be able to guide fish around the front of the kayak. So it's a win, you know what I mean? And the good thing about this is what we've done for ease of storage and transportation, right, is we've virtually broken it down into a two-piece system, right? So that's going to make it much easier to transport, you know. Obviously, the only headache that I've got really is I'm probably going to need another support in here just to make it a bit stronger, but we'll worry about that later. As long as that's plumbed in there, it should be good, you know. So, yeah, either way, yeah, like I said, we've made a lovely little custom design, right? A little bit of nous, and away we go. So, yeah, there we are. And look, if there's any suggestions that anyone has, right, just, you know, please let us know. Hard Day's Night, how are you, bud? I remember you from Australis Fishing. We usually type welcome for the first time chatters in the stream, and everyone that's still watching on YouTube, thank you very, very much. Right, so either way, what we've done is we've figured out how to modify this, and it's still fairly lightweight. And what we've done now, not only have we got a fishing vessel, which is what this is, we now have a live streaming vessel, people, because there's a lot to live streaming, right? And unless you eliminate the heat from direct sunlight, right, which we're still going to have issues with because, like I said, these overheat all the time. But I have got another couple of ideas for in here, right? But this is actually not going to be in direct sunlight. So this will actually help protect the longevity of the kayak, you know. And where we're going fishing up north, okay, that's going to be very handy with the rivers that we're going to be paddling up and down, and hopefully the crocodiles don't take a fancy to the blue colour, you know. But that's, you know, fishing, and that's how that rocks. So, yeah, it's all pretty good, fam. Really happy with how this has turned out. It took a little bit of mucking around, you know, but like I said, the 50mm PVC, the good thing about this is too, if anything ever gets broken, you just duck down to your local hardware, right? And, you know, just duck down to your local hardware and just replace the part. So it's ongoing, you know. I'll probably take that with me in a handsaw in case something flexes or whatever, you know. So, but yeah, that's pretty good. Very, very happy with that. And like I said to you, with these KAYAKS2FISH kayaks, there's going to be an outrigger here, so there's going to be added stability either side. These are a fantastic fishing vessel, you know. And the good thing about this is they're a lot quieter than a boat, because with boats there's always a fair bit of noise that scares the fish off. And yes, we can actually ensure that we can sneak into places that you can't sneak into with a boat, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, really happy with that. And what we'll do is we'll just leave this on here, which just makes it easier to pick up the kayak anyway, you know, with a bigger handle. Right. So, yeah, this is all good. And I can still fit an electric outboard on here. The other thing is too, when you've got a lithium battery in, usually your battery boxes are, you know, they're always black in color on the battery boxes. If you've got direct sunlight on that, you know, your lithium battery will heat up. But if you've got the shade here and the shade's hitting the canopy and the PVC instead of the battery, it just adds to the life of your battery too, you know, because I don't think you're meant to keep them too exposed, you know. And a lithium battery is a lot lighter than a deep cell acid cell battery. So that's just something else that we can save the weight on. And yeah, so really good. And so the Bimini is going to come to here, which means only our legs will be exposed. But like I said, you know, I can just just put long pants on and the UV stuff. And yeah, great. So yeah, really happy with this. This is a totally different kayak to the old one that I bought. The old one was a more sit-in one where you felt helpless. This is more sit on top. And yeah, it just works out well. So very happy with it. And I actually did a Bimini for a boat years ago out of PVC. That's where I remember the idea from. And I had this 14-foot V-nose punt. Couldn't afford to, get a Bimini for it. So I just made one out of, the poly pipe. Yeah, Thunder Spanner, the only problem with that is, mate, whenever you're over water, bud, right, water does strange things to reception, mate, okay? So it's not so much the modem that's the issue. You can still have the modem at water level, mate. It's what you connect the modem to, which is what this is about, mate. So, yeah, and with the system that I've got and the connection that I'm going to have for the modem will be getting fed signal from the connection at the top of the Bimini, but that's something for a bit later on, So, that's, you wouldn't go out in a boat and just use a modem. That's a false economy, okay? You'd have to have that connected to something to give the signal to draw in. Do you know what I mean? So, and either way, it's not going to be completely concealed. It's going to be, mobile signal works in funny ways. It's not like, it's going to hit a roof and then not get through. It'll still get through, So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not going to be running a modem on its own without a connection to draw the signal in. That's just, well, I can put Starlink on here as well. I can put an inverter at the back, just plonk my Starlink on the top there, right, and it'll work fine. But that's something for a little bit later on. So, yeah. So, yeah, you wouldn't go out and just use a modem, mate. You'd have to have something connected to it to draw in the signal for the modem to work off, which is basically, how we're going to do it. But that's something for a little bit later on. You've got to have some secrets. You can't let everyone know what you're doing. But where these are, when this is going to sit up, that's where my receiver's going to sit. Run the cable down to this, and as long as that's in the shade, right, the most important thing is that to keep it out of the heat. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that out of the heat. So the modem on itself, right, usually modems aren't the best, but it's what you connect the modem to that makes the difference, So, and that's what we'll be doing with that, but that's for a little bit later on. So, yeah, I've got all that sussed out. And then once I've got that sussed out like that, that's going to work pretty well. So there's going to be another attachment in here that I'll make off stream. Right. And, modems on their own, it's a little bit like, I don't know, what's the best way to describe it? They're just too unstable on their own. I mean, like I'm in suburbia here. I've got the modem here and I could even get fairly good signal, right? And, it's still having issues, you know what I mean? And it's not even that hot today. No electronic equipment is made for Australian conditions. It's only made for European and sort of Asian conditions and that. And a lot of those countries don't get as hot as ours. That's why we have headaches with them, So, everyone, look, thanks for tuning in. Just thought I'd finish off... Mike Hatter, mate. I had pneumonia, I think, last year, and I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't clean out my lungs and that. The only thing that allowed me to breathe was the heavy-duty menthol on these, mate. And Mike, if you want to know a good way to clean yourself out, put two fishermen's friends in a cup of tea. UKC Fishing with Big Dan told me about that, mate. Cleaned everything out, So, anyway. Yeah. Right. Now, what we're going to do here, though, right, yeah, that's going to work out well. And where we're going to go, people, once I get the full setup done with the system on the top of the Bimini and that sort of stuff, we're actually going to be able to go up into places right upstream, right? Because the biggest problem you got with Starlink, you need clear sky. But if you've got trees either side of you, you don't really have a window to work with. But in some instances, you'll still get mobile signals. So it's just a question of having the right system to draw that signal in. So yeah, that's what we've got. All right, people, look, thanks very much for tuning in. Just another short, sharp, quick stream. Okay. And with that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw out a quick raid on Twitch. Let's have a look. Yeah, why not? Hey, Knowledge, thanks for gifting a sub to Thunder Spanner, mate. Thanks, bud. Now, /raid. Oh, wow. Anonymous gifter, thank you very, very much for gifting 10 subs in the community, Cobber. Thank you for gifting a sub to Runner Raven, Yiddy, Simon, Jelly, 64, Knox, Swamp Rat, Rumpy, Cheerios, and Legacy. Thank you very much for that, mate. All right. Right, let's do that. And to everyone that's on YouTube, thanks for sticking around. We'll do another stream probably tomorrow or the day after. And look, if you're on YouTube and you like gaming tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live stream with PGT_Illuminati. And with that live stream, what we'll be doing is we're going to be running we're going to be sponsoring a tournament, okay? So I'll see you soon.